Wendell Barnhouse for the Big 12 Digital Network, and here's a look at Saturday's conference games. Starting with Oklahoma State at Texas. The Cowboys won in Austin last year for the first time since 1944, and they'll try to repeat that on Saturday. The Cowboys are rolling on offense. They lead the nation in scoring and are second in total offense. Quarterback Brandon Weeden pulled an RG3 last week and finished with more touchdown passes than incompletions as Oklahoma State easily defeated Kansas. Texas was also the victim of a blowout, but will try to bounce back after a 55-17 loss to Oklahoma. The Longhorns committed 5 turnovers, with 3 of those turned into touchdowns. UT's secondary also had trouble stopping the Sooners, and both of those areas will need to improve if Texas is planning on pulling a major upset. Baylor is at Texas A&M in what could be the last battle of the Brazos. Texas A&M faces an old rival from the Southwest Conference for the second consecutive week. Baylor bounced back from its first loss of the season with a solid victory over Iowa State. The Bears lead the Big 12 in rushing, and they pounded out 391 yards on the ground against the Cyclones. Iowa State was geared up to stop Baylor's passing attack, and that left the Cyclones vulnerable to the run. Texas A&M leads the Big 12 in rushing defense, but is last in pass defense. Baylor is going to need to shut down the A&M running back duo of Cyrus Gray and Kristen Michael, who combined to rush for over 187 yards per game. Kansas State travels to Lubbock to face Texas Tech. The Wildcats are 5-0 for the first time since 2000. 4 of those 5 victories have come by a total of 15 points, so you might expect a close game against the Red Raiders. Kansas State leads the Big 12 in total defense and is second in rushing defense. The Wildcats are effective running the football with quarterback Colin Klein and running back John Hubert. The ball control style is illustrated in Kansas State leading the Big 12 in time of possession. Texas Tech quarterback Seth Doege is proving more than capable of throwing the football. He's averaging 341 yards passing and has 17 touchdown passes. The Red Raiders running game needs to find a replacement for junior running back Eric Stevens, who's second in the Big 12 in rushing, but he's out for the season with a knee injury. Oklahoma travels to Kansas, and the Sooners are coming off a 55-17 defeat of Texas in the Red River rivalry. Kansas, meanwhile, has lost 3 in a row and is coming off a 70-28 loss to Oklahoma State. Sooners quarterback Landry Jones is averaging 362 yards per game passing and has 13 touchdown passes. Senior receiver Ryan Broyles needs 4 catches to break the NCAA record for career receptions. The Jayhawks are struggling defensively. They're last in the nation in total defense and scoring defense. Iowa State travels to Missouri, and these are 2 teams desperate for a victory as the Tigers celebrate their 100th homecoming. This game also matches 2 sophomore running backs who are making a name for themselves. Iowa State's James White had a career-best 148 yards against Baylor and has 5 rushing touchdowns this season. Missouri's Henry Josie continues to lead the Big 12 in rushing, and he's averaging 10.7 yards per attempt. For the Big 12 Digital Network, I'm Wendell Barnhouse.